Well, look at us.
Such a loser. I'm like, bye.
This is so different.
I know, this is so fun, she says, immediately moving out of shot.
Get back in here.
Yeah.
We are right now at Matilda Bay, which is literally in front of the city, the river, as you can see, the yacht club.
Yeah.
And we're out in the sun. It's a beautiful day. If there's any noises of traffic or people sawing down trees, just bear with us.
Bear with us. We can't edit them out. But hopefully it is it's a Tuesday morning. It's a Tuesday lunchtime now, isn't it?
Yep.
So hopefully not too many people.
No, hopefully it's okay. But this is our first episode of the season, so we thought we'd do something a little bit different. And so even though you'll see me doing this is actually how simply we record our podcast.
Yeah, all the secrets are coming out.
I know. How are you anyway?
I'm good. I'm tired because I've just come from teaching.
Polly's just been teaching, so I'm like the bubbly one, like all like ready to get onto it.
I'm
Polly's just been teaching.
Drained by my students. No, it was fine. I like teaching. But yes, it's nice to see you and catch up with a friend.
And also, I know, I'm just so happy to be back doing this again. Like I actually miss when we have that break. I just cannot wait. I'm raring to get back into it, mainly because there's just so many topics that I want to speak about with you.
Yeah, and also I don't get to see you quite as much when we're not recording, which is a shame.
I know.
We've both been busy.
We have.
So we thought we would do we didn't even do our hi, Pol. Hi, Pol.
This just feels really weird, like to be there, like being filmed. Is this a vlog?
This is a vlog, I think.
Yeah.
Which actually, good segue there. So we thought what would be fun, since we've chosen a different mode of communication, would be to do the game from our childhoods. We used to play What Would You Rather a lot, or Would You Rather.
Yeah.
So we thought what else would you call it? This or that.
Versus that.
This versus that.
Yeah.
So what would
this
you
or
rather?
that, what would you rather?
So our first What Would You Rather is, shall I ask you? And then you ask me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you rather, Hol? Vlog versus podcast?
Okay, well, because this is our first time vlogging and I'm already like paranoid about the noise and everything. I don't know. I love the idea of doing this as just something different and experimenting. I love podcasts just because mainly people can't see you.
You do them in your pajamas.
Yeah, you can do it in your pajamas. You don't have to worry about your makeup.
Notice we're both sitting quite far back from the camera.
This is really bizarre. I think if we do this like maybe once every season, we'll get used to it. I prefer podcasts. I like going to the library. I like listening to podcasts over like watching vlogs because I find vlogs to be quite boring to look at.
To do something like crazy.
Yeah, we have to be like actually animated, and that's why we picked this setting.
Yes.
This boat setting,
Beautiful.
like the yacht club, for you to look at. But what about you?
I think I feel like I spend a lot of time thinking I'm too old, and actually when I'm properly old, I'm going to be like, I was so young when I thought I was old. Like, you know, when you look back at pictures when you were a teenager, you're like, why was I not dressed like a slut when I could have been?
I know. I had such a nice stomach back then.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have showed it more.
Exactly. So I feel like I'm a bit too old to vlog. I feel like vlog feels kind of like young and trendy, and like I should be kind of a roving reporter with a big back microphone. Whereas I feel like podcast feels kind of like sedate, and I can do that.
But do you know what else with vlogging? And I've noticed this a lot. So most people that do vlog, like I know Pamela Cook vlogs and Melanie Schuster from Publishing Persuasion.
Yes.
Anyway, they do, when they vlog, they do it on Zoom. So it'd be you up the top there and then me here and down the bottom, and they do it just in that way, like in a room, rather than being so experimental here.
I think this is better because for us, because when we've tried to do Zoom before, sometimes there's a bit of a lag, and
that's true.
At least we can kind of read each other's body cues and know when one of us wants the other one to shut up, etc. Whereas it's harder to tell with Zoom.
Harder, and actually that's something that we spoke about with Shanae when we did it outside that time as well. Like, it's easier to be able to read the cues. So,
and we also thought when we did Lovely Ali Lowe, we did that on Zoom, and it was not as natural as when you haven't met her yet, but when I met her, it was just so lovely and it was so flowy, whereas the Zoom made it a bit more stop-starty.
It's more kind of disjointed.
It wasn't reflective of how awesome we all are.
No, that's so true. So what do you prefer then? Vlog or podcast?
Podcast, I think.
You do as well?
Yeah.
So I guess we're never doing this
again. Sorry, vlog.
No, it's actually just nice and surprising, and I think like season 3 of Off the of the page. We're going to be doing something,
lots of different
things. Like we've got our Instagram profile up and running. I feel like this is just a fun little way.
Also, the nice thing about, which is not vlogging, but just generally, is like I'm always listening to these kind of like do-gooder, feel-gooder type podcasts these days.
Yeah.
And they talk about how important it is to be outside, and it is quite nice. Like I feel relaxed. I mean, I feel relaxed with you anyway, but I feel like more relaxed
really beautiful
here than I would in the library.
No,
being
that's
like,
so
get
true.
out of our room.
Yeah. Watching the librarians rolling the trolley of books by, like looking in us thinking, why are they in that room? I know, no, this is beautiful. Okay, so we're started with vlog versus podcast.
Yeah, you asked me one.
Oh, hang on, I was just going to say something else with podcasting as well. No, actually I won't, I'll cut that out. I was going to ask something else, but I might do that on another episode. Okay, I'm going to ask you one. Bestseller, best-selling author versus literary prize. So would you rather win, like, I don't know, the Pulitzer Prize or be a bestseller, #1 New York Times?
And you don't have to pick which is more likely, just genuinely what you would prefer.
Yeah, what would you prefer?
Do you know, I think I would always have imagined that I'd be the type of person to go for bestseller.
Yeah.
But I feel like these days, now I'm reading more of a variety of things, and also now I'm a member of a couple of book clubs, and I'm really loving the opportunity just to be talking more about books with other people, and I guess through you and all of our other kind of book friends. I feel like people are quite bloody negative about bestsellers, and actually, let's be honest, there are some quite shitty bestsellers out there.
Yeah.
And so a person as insecure as me, who can find, as you can attest, as our listeners can attest, can find the negative in pretty much anything. I think I would probably rather be a
win
the Pulitzer or win the Booker or something like that, because that is bloody unarguable.
Oh,
and it's kind of
true.
Unimpeachable, like you know, like bestseller. Like I feel like I actually have a lot of time for the 50 Shades of Grey books, so if you're listening, E.L. James, I'm a fan, but people are so mean about them.
I know.
Like fundamentally, she created a character that people were really entranced by, so okay, maybe they all raised their eyebrows a bit too much, but she did a good job. But if that's not all they did too much of, but if that
raise their eyebrows.
But if that were me, I would be probably like self-flagellating, being like, everyone thinks my book's really shit and da-da-da-da.
Even though
I had millions and millions and millions.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, if I won the right prize, you get a shit ton of cash for that. Oh, sorry, we're going to get bleeped.
Yeah.
You get a lot of money for that anyway. So I'm going to surprise myself and go for literary prize winner. What about you?
Well, do you know what? I think I agree with you now, especially because even though you can be a bestseller one day, you can be back to number, I don't know, 200 on the charts the next day as well. So even if you're a bestseller,
I have briefly been a bestseller. I had an orange flag.
I was going to say, do you keep?
No, you don't keep the orange flag.
So how long does it stick around?
I feel like it lasted for like a day.
See, this is what I mean. So even if you are a bestseller, you're a bestseller maybe for a day, possibly even a week, and then that's it. But then people still use that on their bio.
Yes.
Like they'll say best-selling author.
And I guess also, if
bestseller.
we're being kind of completely fair and even, we have to allow you the same bestseller kind of status that I've given myself the Pulitzer. So you are a bestseller in every airport. You're a Stephen King.
Okay.
Or an E.L. James.
No,
Does that change everything?
I still want the award, because then people are acknowledging that you're an amazing writer.
Yes.
And that will be on every book that you ever... I know so does bestseller.
Yes.
That winning an award is actually like an esteemed kind of... It's like what every author wants to get.
Yes.
Like you want to be recognised, you want to be acknowledged for your writing.
Yes.
So no, I agree. What's next on the list?
Oh, TV series versus movie deal.
Okay. I haven't actually thought about this, but now that I am, I reckon TV series. Just because with a series, there's so much more they can do with the book. Like they can go into detail with each scene being really, like maybe even one scene being one episode.
Yes.
Whereas when it's a book, it's over in an
You mean
hour
a
and
movie?
a half.
Yeah.
Sorry, when
Yes,
it's a
you're
movie,
right. Yeah.
it's over in an hour and a half or 2 hours. A series is like how many hours worth? It could be even like
anything,
10 hours or whatever.
And look, Big Little Lies, they made a second series.
Exactly. So I think series are kind of more influential in my mind. I wonder if you get paid more as an author with series.
I don't
like
know.
over like having a movie deal?
That's one to write in about.
Yeah, we should ask.
I'm gonna go the other side of the coin. I'm gonna go movie.
Why?
Because you said
like, how
TV.
dare
Because
you?
you said TV series, so I feel like I've got to represent. I feel like maybe a movie, because you would just have that kind of moment of like you'd get to go to the premiere.
But don't they still do that even with TV series?
Don't
Like, I know-
shoot down my devil's
Look at, like now we're
advocate.
starting being like we're debating over
But
it.
also, lots of things often get optioned for TV and don't make it. I'm not sure if the same's
Okay.
true of movies. It
Yep.
probably is.
Yeah. You're probably more likely to have famous people playing the parts. In
Maybe
a
a movie would be more likely to be set in America,
Yes.
or like certainly filmed in America, or somewhere exotic. So then I'd get to go somewhere nice and exotic,
That's true.
and I'd have as one of my riders that I wanted to fly business class because it's just so nice.
But they also do have premieres, because I know Beth O'Leary that wrote The Flat Share, and she's with Darlie Anderson. They had like a full-on Paramount premiere for The Flat Share.
Have they done a TV series of the Flat Share?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they do still do series, so I'm still going with that. I mean, they still do premieres, so I'm going with TV series.
Fine. Okay. What next? Traditional versus traditional publishing. This is a good one.
Yeah,
for
this
us.
is actually a topic I want to talk about in depth.
Okay. Do you want to? Okay. So do you want to talk
No,
about?
you start. So
Okay.
traditional. Let's explain what they
Okay.
are.
So traditional means, as far as I'm aware, let's make sure we've got the same definition, that you are published traditionally paperback, sometimes hardback, depending on the genre and the deal and your sort of prestige, etc. So you have the ability to go into a bookshop, and provided not every bookshop will have your book, and buy your book. You are also available online,
Yeah.
so you'll be available on Kindle and Kindle and ebook. They're kind of the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Audible or audiobook. So
Are you always with audiobook? I don't know about that.
Oh, maybe you're not always.
But you can buy your books
Yes,
online.
basically it's more physical,
Yeah.
although digital there are also options in that. So you explain what you mean by digital.
So digital to me, well, there's two types. There's some publishers who will do digital only, meaning there will be no paperback. Like you can never even order their book as a paperback online.
Yeah.
It's just ebook or it's just Kindle only. And then there's other digital publishers like mine that offer hard copy, paperback, ebook or Kindle plus audio book. So there's two different types of digital publishing as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you first of all, what would you prefer and why? And now based on me as well.
So it's a really tricky one, isn't it? I think traditionally people always say traditional. Traditionally people say traditional.
When you start off as a as a newbie author, you all want to have like the Penguin or the
and lots of
HarperCollins.
people say like, oh, don't go for digital. Da, 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 da. Obviously your book hasn't been published yet, but I see that the attention and support that your publisher has given you, and I feel like that is amazing, and I feel like you've got a really great working relationship with them, and I feel like the resources they're providing, slowly stepping up, are really good.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah.
So I feel like you've totally, or watching your experience of it has totally kind of kneecapped my not wanting to go
How funny, really.
digital.
Yeah.
Traditional, I think there is a magic, there is a wonder to walking into a bookshop and seeing your book on there. As most writers, huge generalization, are big readers.
Yeah.
Obviously we've grown up in libraries and bookshops. So it's really special from that point of view. I'm gonna be a cop-out answer, and I'm gonna say that actually just my experience of the publishing world means that I see and have realised, and I see it in my own experience and in others, how much of a battle it can be to get published, what a privilege it is to be published full stop.
Yes.
So I would just say either. There is no longer for me traditional. I know that's such a kind of boring splinters on my bum, fence-sitting answer.
Well, I was exactly the same. So before I got my publishing deal with Thomas and Mercer, who are the thriller and crime imprint of Amazon Publishing, that I was the same. All I wanted was a traditional publisher. I wanted to be published by the top 5. Yeah. I'm now a total convert. I don't ever care about getting a traditional publishing deal because of the scope I guess also because I'm with Amazon, so they're
Yes,
just
yeah.
so much bigger than
Yeah.
if you're with, I don't know, maybe another digital publisher. But because they're so huge, and because, like you were saying, the level of detail, the structural edits that we went through worked in the same way, exactly the same way, if not more, than
Yeah.
a traditional publisher.
Yeah.
I don't even care about my book not being in the bookshop here.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
think it's just been such a great experience. And the fact that you can still get my book anyway.
Yes.
And a lot of people do order their books online now anyway.
Yeah.
like off Amazon
I know
or
people often
Book
say like, I
Depository.
mean, I feel like I try and support every book seller
Yeah,
in that I
yeah.
order a lot online because it's cheap and it's easy.
Yeah.
And if a book pops into your head and you're like, oh, I really want that,
Yes.
you know that online will have it.
That's true. Yeah. But I still love
But I
going to
love the physical
bookshops.
experience.
So do I.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a chain. You know, I will. Sorry for people who judge this. I will also go into Target
Oh, so
or
will
Kmart
I, 'cause it's
and
cheaper.
buy a nice cheap
Yeah.
book. But I also love the experience of being in a proper bookshop and the smell and stroking the spines and.
yes.
So I
Yeah.
love all of that.
No, same. And actually, this is not even on our list, but I'm a physical copy over a Kindle.
Oh, such
I
a
can't
good
believe we
one.
didn't
Why did
do
we not have
that?
that?
I
am
know.
so hands down. That is the one that I can say definitively. There is no
Oh,
fences
it just
whatsoever.
feels so
Physical copy,
weird.
full
I know.
stop.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. And I've only just started reading Kindles now that I'm like getting like arcs and proofs
Yeah.
sent to me.
I will
would
read
always-
arcs. I will read arcs on my laptop, but I
It
don't.
feels weird though.
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't.
it?
It feels like work.
Yes,
so
it
I will
does.
only do it for books I'm excited about or people I love,
and people that
generally
you
they're the
cannot
same.
wait to
Yeah.
read. Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
So that's what, traditional versus public, versus digital, but also the different types of digital publishers that are out there. Okay.
I'm going to ask one now
Yeah,
to lighten the mood. Chocolate versus we've got chocolate versus vanilla, but chocolate basically versus any other bloody flavour.
Chocolate.
Yeah, obviously.
That's just.
It's just
too
a crap
easy.
one,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No, but then I like chocolate mint ice cream.
Oh, okay. So question: pure chocolate or chocolate that's been
No,
interfered
isn't it-
with?
No, I was just going to say, as an ice cream flavour, I would never get chocolate.
Oh, I always get chocolate,
Do
but yeah, but I
you?
get it with something. I'll get it with salted caramel.
Like I would love banana or mint choc or.
Oh no, I'd
honey
never.
or...
I know, I'd never get a fruit ice cream. Such a waste.
You're like a
Such
sorbet, a waste of calories.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
On the chocolate front, people will be thrilled to know that I'm rapidly approaching the end of my challenge to give up hot chocolate for
Oh my gosh,
Lent.
how long has it been?
It will have been 46 days. I have had 4 slip-ups. But
That
that's
is
still really good for me. And
amazing.
also, I did some research, and you know, Lent's only 40 days, so I did actually.
Oh my gosh, so you actually did it then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
That's my caveat. And also, as you know, or anyone who follows me on Instagram will know, this Sunday was the anniversary of when my dad died. So,
Yeah.
as a special treat to myself, I ordered online. His favourite chocolate shop is in Old Bond Street in the UK. It's super swanky and lovely. It's called Sharble and Walker, and they've started doing drinking chocolate.
Is
so
it good though?
I've never had it, but it is pure chocolate flakes and it's a good chocolate company. And I ordered myself 2 tubs from there and paid a £40 delivery charge.
So how much is that? in
So I think it
Australian?
cost, so like the whole thing cost about $100, but
Okay.
the delivery charge was more than
the chocolate.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I figured in tribute to him, a chocolate lover who loved that place, I would treat myself. So hopefully that will arrive soon.
And hopefully it's delicious.
Yeah, and hopefully, given I paid 70 bloody quid for the delivery charge, it should arrive in time for Friday when I will be slurping like a
I was
craze.
just going to say, how much would it be to deliver the other one, the hotel chocolate?
They're just not doing it.
Oh, they're not.
They just otherwise I would pay
Yeah, I was
through
thinking, why haven't?
Although
yeah.
my lovely friend, I have a lovely
Same.
friend who I actually don't know if she listens to this, but
Yeah.
she filmed herself the other day on her bike in the rain, cycling to Hotel Chocolat and buying. She filmed the whole thing. She was like, I'll get 2, make it 3.
Oh
and
my
then she
God,
went
and
to the
she's
post
sending
office
them
and
out.
she sent it.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that
that'll
is
arrive
so
in about a month or whatever.
lovely.
So yes.
At least you've got your friends being able to send it over. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm going to move on
Yes,
to...
sorry.
Oh, this is one we've spoken about a bit.
Mm.
Agent versus publisher. So having an agent and a publisher, or just going straight to the publisher?
Well, I think you and I would probably both hurt our agent's feelings if we said publisher. I am actually going to go with agent because
Same here.
think that I really value my agent's opinion.
Yeah.
I like having her as a first port of call.
Mm.
And I like discussing ideas with her. I feel like she's an insider in the game.
Yep.
And I also just feel that she knows all of the stuff that I don't in terms of structuring contracts.
Yeah.
She knows what I should be asking for and what I shouldn't be asking
Exactly. I know. They've got the inside knowledge. They've got the contacts. I feel like we've often said this, but they are the gatekeepers to the publishing world.
Yes.
I will always say agent versus going directly to the publisher. You just don't know if you get a book deal, whether publishers are ripping you off or I don't know, like there's other things as well. Like I've said to you before, my agent made sure that she put certain clauses in the contract so that I would like benefit from it, all that kind of stuff that you would never think of doing.
That said, we are biased because we've both got agents and we haven't gone direct to a publisher. I see friends of ours who have gone straight to a publisher and whose books are doing gangbusters and whose books are really good.
But they also then in their second or third book are now wondering whether they should get an agent. And this is the other thing I've been wondering. Do agents get you foreign deals? They don't, do they? You can publishers. You have to have an agent to get international publishers.
Yes, unless you had a connection.
No, see, that's another thing. So that's another reason why I love mine.
Well, that leads nicely onto big advance versus word of mouth.
Okay, so if I got a $1 million book advance, which I think most of the people from my work thought that I got.
Especially since you then quit.
I would be really, really stressing that my books were not going to be able to make back that money. So we've explained this before in our other episode of Off the Page about how we don't pay back our publisher money, but our book sales make back the advance. So it's almost like the publisher is investing in how much they think they're going to make back on the books. So if you got $1 million advance, you have to make sure that you're going to be selling back that in your books and in your royalties. Right?
Well, I think this is a really interesting topic, and I'm not sure if I actually know what the answer is in terms of. I feel like I said to my agent once, a little bit glumly, that I feel like some books are almost too big to fail. That the size of their advance is just so enormous that the publisher will just keep chucking money at them. And so then their book will become a success. She did come up with a couple of names that I can't repeat. Actually, I can't remember.
No, and I was going to say I have names that I know didn't.
Yes.
That have had like $1 million.
So I think maybe that's just me finding the negative as ever. I do think that a $1 million advance plus or like what did we say? A big advance. I mean, $1 million to me qualifies as a bloody big advance. I think they come with stresses and I think they come with conditions. I think what you really want is a word of mouth book. You want a book that everyone like, for example, Gail Honeyman, who wrote Eleanor Oliphant, is absolutely fine. That was just such a humongous hit, and I don't think it was a big advance. It was just a book that sold on its own merit because it's a great book, and it kind of it sort of everything fell into place for it, and it just did really well.
And the best part about that is you're going to sell enough books to quickly make back that advance. Because the other danger is if you get a really big advance and then you don't make that back in sales, you are actually
you're seen as more as a liability.
Well, I was just going to say your publisher might not necessarily offer another contract or whatever. Whereas if you've got a smaller advance, you pay back that in your books. Your book sales, they're more likely to continue with you and keep you on and renegotiating contracts or whatever.
And you build a career, I suppose. That's the kind of key, isn't
rather than getting it big, burning out. And, No, I agree. So I reckon a smaller advance or word of mouth. Yes. Okay, I'm going to ask you, with genre, what would you prefer, horror or romance?
To write or to read, do you think?
Let's do first writing.
Okay. Gosh, I would probably prefer to write romance because I feel like sometimes I struggle to I struggle to make my books as scary as I want them to be.
Yeah.
And that's me in the thriller genre. So horror would be
like that next step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You? What about you?
I probably, I don't know. Like I wrote a romance short story at uni and got like 100% for it, and it was really, really scary. And I really enjoyed doing it because I love atmosphere and setting and creating all that kind of stuff and the mood and everything. I think I would prefer horror over romance. I love,
and to read?
And to read, probably horror.
Okay, I'd probably go romance.
There we go. Okay.
Paulina Simons is devastated.
I just love the feeling that horror gives you.
It is a real gift to be able to write in a way that makes somebody sitting in their sitting room, on a bus, in their bed, wherever, transporting them to a place where they feel fear. That is impressive.
It's really clever. Okay. Would you rather write your first draft or edit? Like do your rewrites and edits?
Ooh, good question. It depends where I am. Like if I'm writing a first draft, I want to be editing and vice versa.
Really?
Yeah. I think I might rather... The mood I'm in at the moment, I probably would rather write
a first draft.
Yeah. Although I'm coming up to finish it. Well, I'm kind of in a bit of a... I'm straddling both in terms of I'm just coming up to finishing a draft, but it's sort of it's at 75,000 words, so I'm kind of editing stuff in. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
But maybe a first draft, because there's the kind of fun of having that new idea that you're like, there's no problems with it yet. Yeah. It's so exciting. Like I could take it anywhere. It could be perfect.
Yeah, I actually would prefer editing. I love rewriting. I love adding all that stuff in. Like my first draft, even this time around, I loved writing it, but at the same time I was like, I just want to go back and
make it better.
That up and make it better. And I know what scenes are crap and what need like embellishing and all that kind of stuff. So I think I've got a runny nose. I love rewriting.
I love that answer. I love that A, we've come up with something different, and B, you're making me like I need to just
get excited about it.
And isn't that such a lovely thing to be excited about?
I can't wait to like really get stuck into my rewrites because I know now how I want the story to go. So it's like even with my protagonist, I know there's a whole plot thread within the book that I know I haven't developed enough, and I cannot wait to go back in there and really like pull that out or add to it.
Yeah, that is exciting, that kind of finesse.
I can't wait for that because I know the book now. I know the story. I know how it goes. What else do we have?
Well, actually, we're kind of coming to the end of our time, so I feel like I've got the most important one to ask. What would you rather? Which Hemsworth? Chris or Liam? Sorry, Luke. Third brother. He's actually doing very well in an American TV series.
I didn't even know there was a third.
I could tell you a lot about the Hemsworths. And I actually have some serious thoughts on this subject.
Do you?
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Okay, so hang on. Chris is the big
Chris is Thor.
Okay, him. Hands down.
Okay.
Yeah, him.
And Liam was Hunger Games.
Yeah. No. Chris. Without a doubt. He's hunky, he's masculine. The other one seems a bit wimpy.
I feel like Chris is a bit too muscly.
But he's beautiful to look at.
He is beautiful to look at. I actually feel like this is why I have lots to say about the Hemsworth. I feel like I sort of take some sort of weird ownership or credit for Chris because I fancied him when he was in Home and Away.
I remember when he was in Home and Away.
He was the character called Kim.
Oh my gosh, and he was really, I really loved him.
Yeah, he was the headmaster's son.
Yes.
But
the headmaster's son. I love how you remember.
Yeah, it's so weird, such a loser. I think I might actually go Liam, although I'm a bit conflicted because I feel like Chris is too much the obvious choice now. Yeah. He's too muscly. He's got long hair, which I don't care for.
I haven't seen him for a while, actually.
What, do you normally like run into him?
Yeah, no.
Give him my best. He's probably in Byron.
Actually, do you know what's so funny? There's an author actually on Instagram right now who is in Lennox Head, which is right next to him. And we were having a conversation about this yesterday. She was saying, I'm practically neighbours with him right now. So I'm wondering if she's spotted him.
I live by the compound.
Yeah.
But I
haven't seen his long hair.
Well, only as Thor. He doesn't. So I think maybe I'd go for Liam because he's a slightly more alternative choice. And I feel like when he was married to Miley Cyrus, they used to do quite funny videos pranking each other. So I think he's quite funny.
Yeah.
But now, because Flowers is one of my all-time favourite songs, because I'm secretly like a 12-year-old girl.
Is that Miley Cyrus?
That's Miley Cyrus, and it's supposed to be about him, and it's like I can buy myself flowers, and basically there's suggestions that he cheated on her. So now I'm like, oh, I love Miley, so I don't know.
I thought
so maybe
she cheated on him.
So maybe I'm going to go with Luke. I'm going to go with Luke, the little one.
I cannot believe I've never seen Luke.
Well, Google him. He's still quite good looking. He's a bit compact, but you know, like height isn't everything.
Okay, I'm going to, oh, poor Luke.
It's a little love letter to my husband there.
Height
isn't everything.
I feel sorry for Luke. Like that no one even knows he exists.
He's the eldest as well. But no, he's doing really well. He's in like some...
Is he an actor?
Yes. But he was like a nobody, sorry Luke, to start with.
Yeah.
And then
But
on the
because of
back
the
of
brothers.
Chris and Liam, I'm sure he's got like a recurring role in like a long-running American TV series now. So he's doing A-okay.
Okay. We'll maybe go for him then.
There you go.
I have loved this.
Yeah,
Like, this
me
has
too.
just been so fun. And I like how we've started with something fun and not
Yeah.
all like serious, like, tell me how you've been going with your
Yeah,
regards.
exactly. And I feel like if we missed any key what would you rathers, feel free to add them in on the comments.
Oh,
and we'll,
yes, I
we'll
love
deal with
that
them at our
idea.
next.
Yeah.
But keep them clean, please.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's been so nice, and yeah, I hope you don't mind the back and
Yes.
forth of the microphone, and
Yeah.
I bet there's like a wind rushing through it as well.
Well, I
but
hope it worked.
I hope it does too. And we'll see you in
See you in a couple of weeks.
See you later.
That's love. Happy
Bye.
Easter.